So, some sexy songs for you has been out for a while now. It's been a month and a week, probably. Yeah, around a month and a week. Um, and yeah, it's been met with I wouldn't say criticism, but it's had a good reception since its release. A lot of the Drake fans are always gonna like Drake albums, but even the ones that are on the fence, or even the ones that have been on the fence since this beef popped off, have been receptive to the album. And it's kind of made it's like, obviously, when most albums release that are number one albums, they have a couple songs charting, and just as those albums do, Drake and Party's album had the same effect on the charts. We haven't seen I don't think we've seen a number one record from the album itself, but I think that could be coming soon. I may be wrong, but you can only I'm optimistic about it, and I think that'll be the case. Despite what's going on with UMG, Nokia has been fighting pretty much to maintain its spot on the charts, despite the new albums that have dropped. So Cardi dropped last week after like 5 years of anticipation, and I think he's had a couple songs that are going to show up on the Billboard Hot 100 this week. Kendrick is still being botted to be number one and number two, and you got Doechii coming up as well. And I think Lady Gaga dropped an album, if I'm not mistaken. And obviously, people like Sabrina Carpenter and Shabuzi with the Tipsy song. So when it comes to like getting a number one song, it's a bunch of factors that kind of determine that for you. So nowadays it used to be, back in the day, pretty much just radio play, because that was the only form of like, I guess, way to really track what a number one song was. But nowadays you have streaming, you got TikTok, you got YouTube, you got a bunch of other avenues that could kind of like determine where your song places on charts. Radio is still king, in my opinion, because I feel like the songs with the most radio play and the most label backing and the most label push are the ones that get that top five or that number one or number two spot. If you look at the predictions for this week, you'll see Kendrick is again slotted to be number one, having 27 million streams, but he has 27% airplay, so 30. I think it's 55 million like spins in terms of airplay. Cardi just dropped 30 million streams. Cardi's never been a radio play artist, so I don't think he's gonna, like, I think after this week, truth be told, it might just fall off, because Cardi drops his songs. Well, the last two albums he's dropped have been performative albums, so all his songs, and if you watch last year Cardi's run, it was basically him dropping songs every now and then and kind of just doing like 50 Rolling Loud events, and that kind of is what maintained his fame. But if you look at Luther, and it's at 27 million streams at 55 million in terms of airplay, you got to go down to number 9 to see Drake, who's at 19 million streams for Nokia, and he's getting 7% of airplay. So Drake, it's weird to see, because Drake has always been the artist that labels have pushed in terms of radio play, because he's the number one artist. Like, if you look at this, where is it? If you look at chart metric here, you'll see this is like the top 100 artist rank in terms of engagement rank and fan base rank. So you'll see engagement rank artists like Bruno Mars, number 1, fan base rank 12. Kendrick, number 2 engagement rank, but he's actually ranked as 37 in terms of fan base. You go down to Drake, and he's ranked number 8 in engagement, despite everything that's going on, but he's ranked number 4. 4 as an artist. So this list isn't, and I'd have to go see who's number 1. Oh, Justin Bieber's number 1. So this list basically ranks all artists. This is not just hip hop. This is not R&B. This is pretty much all artists, because you see Bieber here is at number 1, but obviously his engagement is low right now because he hasn't dropped music in a while. Rihanna's number 5. She's at 14. She hasn't dropped music at all. Drake is at number 4. Which is kind of nuts when you think about it. He's at number 4, right under Bieber, Taylor, and Ariana Grande. So he's the top hip hop artist in terms of actual fan base, but he's not a top 5 artist in terms of, in terms of the charts right now, which doesn't make sense. The radio play, it's just, I don't know, in this day and age, I don't know a lot of people that really listen to radio, but it's the importance that radio play has on where you land on the charts is kind of ridiculous. Like, you'll look at this here. This is a top 200 list on radio. So you'll see, Bruno Mars, Lady Gaga, she just dropped the album, and all these people here, Billie Eilish, Shabuzi, and they have their songs. You go down to 29, 28, 29, and 31, and you find SZA, Doechii, and Kendrick. Where do you think Drake would rank on this list? Sorry to say, he's not on this list at all. And this is a list, this is Shazam. This is a list of the top 200 songs on radio. And Drake is nowhere to be found on this list, which is kind of crazy to think about. Like, a list of 200 artists, and Drake is not even ranked in the top 200. Whoops. Despite him being a number 4 artist in terms of rank and a number 8 artist in terms of engagement, he is nowhere to be found on a lot of the radio list charts. And if you go to Mediabase, which tracks basically your spins in terms of radio and stuff, you'll see here Kendrick Lamar and SZA. This is for the week of March 10th. This is for the week of March 17th and 23rd, so last week. Kendrick Lamar and SZA was ranked 7 last week, in terms of spins. Oh no, last week, this is ranking the 10th to the 16th. So they were ranked 7th in terms of spins on the radio. And this week, which would have been the week that just passed, they were ranked 7th as well. So when you put that out to how much spins, it tells you last week they had 9,521 spins, almost 10K. And this week it's 10,000 spins. So when you try and find Drake on this list, you would think he's a top 10 artist. And not surprisingly, Drake right now is not even ranked top 10 on this list. He isn't even ranked top 20 on this list. You got to go all the way down to number 37 to find Drake. 37 and 38 to find Drake with Nokia, and that's his only song on there. And if you look at the spins that he has 382 spins for last week and 630. A song that's as viral as Nokia has 382 spins for the last week and 631, compared to 9,500 and 10,000 for Kendrick and SZA. And when you think about it, Kendrick and SZA are having issues even selling out their tours right now. How do you justify these two artists having 10,000 spins and Drake, who just sold out a tour overseas, having 300 and 600 spins on the radio? It doesn't make any sense. And you'll look at things like this too, where it says Give Me a Hug is ranked 48 in terms of overall radio. This is by K-Warp. Nokia is ranked number 88 in terms of radio play, and Somebody Who Loves Me is ranked 148. I'd love to see where Kendrick is ranked, but I can guarantee you he's going to be ranked somewhere in the top 10 for these lists. Songs like, and it's a bit confusing too, because you'll see songs like TV Off, which is ranked 13, and it's comparable in streams to Drake's song, and it's getting more radio play than Drake's song, but Drake is still ranked higher than that. So it's like you can really see the record just fighting for its life to even stay on the charts, and it's actually commendable to see it, because despite all the label push that all these songs are getting, you'll see the new songs, they won't have much airplay, but a song like Kendrick's getting 55, 60, Lady Gaga getting 63, Not Like Us still getting 22 million, and then Nokia 9.3 million. And it's like, even, yeah, TV Off is getting 27 minutes. Like, all these songs are over 20. Most of these songs are over 20. And Drake, the top artist in the game, is getting 9.3 or 7% in terms of radio play. But I think that's going to turn around soon. And the reason is Drake announced that he's going to be releasing the video for Nokia in the coming week on March 28th. And if you've seen if you know Drake's past in terms of like number one records and stuff for one records, and it kind of like boosts the record up if it's not number one, or if it's at number one, it kind of helps it stay there longer. Like if you look at Hotline Bling, it has 2 billion views. If you look at God's Plan, it has 1.6 billion views. If you look at In My Feelings, it has 296 million. So not as much as the other ones, but all his songs, like, they have that viral factor. And basically, if it's not at number one, it kind of helps push it to number one. And In My Feelings was, if you remember, it was, it was big on social media. And that kind of pushed it to be a number one record. So I think when this video drops, it'll kind of push it back up to, because I think it's supposed to come out at number 6 this week. But I think it'll push it back to, maybe the top 3. And maybe given another week or so, if the video does what it's supposed to do, the record will be able to go to number 1. And truth be told, if this record goes to number 1, I don't want to hear anything from anybody when it comes to Drake. Because if you have all these things are going, if you have all these things going against you right now, the label being the biggest one, because they're the ones that could help you get radio play, and they're the ones that push for you to get radio play. If your label's not on your side, then you're most likely not going to get number 1 records. But if you are able to get a top 3 record or top 2 record a month after your album's released, despite you being in a current lawsuit with your label, and in a current lawsuit, well, not current anymore, but in a current lawsuit or a recent lawsuit with iHeartMedia, what more can you really say about Drake as an artist? Like, it'll show you that his fan base is stronger than any fan base outside of Taylor Swift. If they can push this record to number 1, and I think they will. I think the video will push it to number 1, if not a top 3 record after the release. Well, I'm hoping that this will be the case when the video drops, and yeah, it'll kind of, finally just shut everyone up, because the amount of just talk I've seen in terms of fans that are on the opposite side of the fence, just like everything is literally against Drake. Even Cardi just dropping his album is against Drake. He's just been doing like little slick shit and stuff, and Kendrick executive produced the album. And funny to say, let's see, Kendrick was featured on 3 songs on Cardi's album. I don't think any of them are hitting the top 10. I think the first one is good credit at 17. And this might get radio play, and I think Backdoor might get some radio play too, once everything's said and done. But it's like everything in the industry right now is against Drake, and he's just chilling. Like, he was just, at a video last night at TV Gucci's birthday party in Houston at Area 29, and he's just living life, and these guys are fighting for their lives to kind of just like maintain relevance, and Drake's just dropping music and then going about his life and living his life. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I'm hoping it plays out in his favor. Obviously, you don't know what's going to happen. Who knows? Maybe the bots will get another push. Maybe they'll drop another 10 million and give Kendrick another push in streams. But I don't know, man. I think this might be, if this happens for Drake and then he drops another album this year, I think this might be considered the biggest year of Drake's career. Because I do think if he drops an album, like a rap album this year, it's gonna sell over 400. And if that's the case, after a year where everybody tried to kick your back in. You sell 400,000 records. It's not you can really say about the boy anymore, man. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I think there's a chance that this record goes number one. I hope there's a chance. I hope that it happens. If not number one, I see once the video drops, it goes top 3. And even top 3 is going to be, a month after the release of the album. Top 3 is going to be a feat based on the song not really getting radio play, or none of his songs really getting radio play or radio push. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, man. Do you think Drake will get number 1 or number 2 or number 3? Do you think after the video he falls off the charts? Yeah, let me know what you guys think.